First, cut 6 by 6-inch squares of your watercolor paper and sketch a light outline of the 3 shells that you would like to do, beginning with a very light wash of your gray around the entire shell. This will just draw it forward from the white background. From there, you're going to let that dry and you're going to start building in your lightest middle tones right on top of that light gray. You can kind of rotate through your shells so that while you're working on one, the other is drying. That is why I like to do my monochromatic paintings um, with this assembly, so at least I have at least 3 to work on so that it's not so hard to wait for the others to dry because you're still working on the full process. If you are new to watercolor painting, I would start with doing just 3 scallop shell paintings. This is just a simpler shell to paint, and really you just need to focus on the values between the grooves and then of those 2 fins at the bottom of the scallop shell. I'm then moving on to the next middle tone value with the conch shell that I have. There are a lot of dark values in this, so I will probably be building up the ones in almost the inside curl of the shell to really make it pop forward. I think the more light area that you leave, the more realistic these shells look. The conch shell has a lot of fine detail and small grooves and texture. And so I just try to capture that slowly by going into each of the grooves with a very, very fine point brush and just kind of drawing in those shapes that I'm able to see. Again, leaving that right side or light catching side of my shell white so that it really still has that contrast and the shape does pop forward still. As you get a little bit darker with your mid-tones, you'll really start to see the shells kind of take form. I think doing these monochromatic paintings is great because it really slows me down. Sometimes I rush through paintings, but when I can really take my time and just move through it with ease, just looking at one thing like value or texture, working with a really teeny tiny brush, just one color, really watered down, stacking those, it's really quite well, like a mindfulness painting almost. And they always just come out very sweet and very zen looking. As a three-part composition, I took that last shell that was a spiking, swirling shell, and I enjoyed the texture that was actually in that composition as compared to my other two. So you can choose any three shells that you would like for your design, but try and use a variety of some different lines. Notice that the conch shell has a lot of wavy lines, the scallop shell has a lot of diagonal lines, and then this one here just has a swirl. So it's just a way to kind of break up a composition and make it more interesting to look at. I do hope that you enjoyed this and you were able to paint along with me. Please let me know in the comments how you did and if you would like any more videos like this. Thank you so much and happy creating!